Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Edward Joseph, and let's talk live. Speak your mind. Never apologize. Part two. All right, let's talk. With today, people, it has been such an interesting day. I am here. I am live, and I am going to talk about some things, peoples. Peoples, speak your mind. Never apologize. Part two. You guys come on in. You guys come on in. You guys come on in, for there's so much to talk about, peoples. You guys come on in. Peoples, I am here and I am back, and I am back to talk about some things, peoples. I'm here and I'm back, and I am back to speak my mind. Because, see, finally, peoples, we're finally all coming together to understand one important factor. And that is all of this mess and madness is finally coming to a head. We finally are becoming to understand that this madness that has been spoken in the Kanika Jenkins case has been hilarious and nefarious at best. I said it's been hilarious and nefarious at best, peoples, because of the simple fact that many people continue to keep spreading this salacious lies in the Kanika Jenkins case. And see, the thing is, people's no longer can the people who is spreading all of these lies hide behind this narrative that has been out there forever and a day. And yes, Edward Joseph is always going to stand 10 toes down and speak up against this atrocious madness. Because that's all it is, people. It is madness. The people who speak of such things cannot, shall not, will not, and won't give you the actual factual truth, peoples. Because see, the thing is that it really doesn't matter to me, and I know it really doesn't matter to you what they say, because what they say cannot be substantiated, peoples. I said it cannot be substantiated because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter how you slice it. It really doesn't matter how you dice it. It really doesn't matter how you may look at this. It doesn't make sense. And see, people, as I've always say, if it doesn't make sense, well, then how and why are you sitting here and trying to make sense of nonsense? It's nonsensical, peoples. It doesn't make sense. You cannot put Kanika Jenkins in where she's never been. I said you can't put Kanika Jenkins in where she's never been. And so, peoples, it doesn't matter how much you try to twist and turn the narrative, it just won't fit. And if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. And this is the reason why I had asked the community. I had asked individual YouTubers and Facebookers and Instagrammers and all of the likes to help me to make it make sense. Because the narrative that they put out there really doesn't make sense whatsoever, peoples. It doesn't make sense. It goes contrary to the various things that the people were saying forever and a day. And peoples, you know, I get it. I understand. Everybody says that they have the truth to the proof. I mean, they have proof to the truth. Well, my thing is simply this: where is your proof to your so called truth? Because if truth be told, peoples, it doesn't stand the smell test. Do you understand what I'm saying? Any and everybody can give a narrative, but if you're giving a narrative, you got to have some continuity behind it, peoples. It's got to be something that is tangible and that is real. It's got to be something that the people can be able to cross examine. And it's got to be something in which it really makes perfect sense. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so the thing is, peoples, if it doesn't make no sense, well, then why are you saying it? Why are you sitting here making a fool of yourself and making mockery of the life and legacy of Kanika Jenkins? Because, see, people's the thing is, it doesn't matter if you take a slice of the narrative. If you take a slice of that, what was shown, you got to show unequivocally and undeniably peoples that what you're saying is actual, factual, and true. And if you can't show that, well, then it's going to be people like me who's all the time going to be up on you and is going to call you out for the salacious madness that you're spreading. Do you understand what I'm saying? And see, the thing is, when I get up on you, it ain't no reason peoples to get mad with me, because what is it that you're saying? What is it that you're saying? And that's the thing that I am trying to get across to the people. Do you understand what I'm saying? These are the things that I could try to get across to the people, because see, I get it, peoples. I get it. Everybody wants to be famous and everybody wants to solve this case, and everybody has all of these wonderful things that they're thinking of and whatnot, and put it out to the public and thinking that they can woo the public with their narratives. But at the end of the day, peoples, if it doesn't make no sense, what is it that you're saying? You're not saying anything. And for the book and for the record, peoples, don't get it twisted, because see, I'm not saying that I need you to believe what I'm saying. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is simply this. If the pieces that you have to the puzzle ain't making sense, well, then what are you saying? We had a lot of people in this community saying a whole lot of shit, but it was just nonsense, peoples. It was total bullshit. Now, I have been given a lot of videos, and I have been given a lot of pictures and things, and we're just going to walk it down, peoples. We're just going to walk it down. But so far, this of what I had received validates everything that I have been saying forever and a day, peoples. I said this one video that I have received validated everything that I have been saying for the longest time. Because it was a testimony from Monifa herself, which clearly states that they were there at the establishment at around the 12 o'clock hour. And it the pictures that I have shown prior to ever showing this has literally shown that Monifa and Shemaiah was at the establishment well before they was all supposed to have walked in on and at 1:13 in the morning. Now, I know my eyes didn't deceive me, peoples, because we all seen the picture. And we all seen the timestamp on the picture. And the thing is, peoples, it doesn't lie. It doesn't lie. And that's the thing that I tried to get around to the people. It wouldn't be no reason for them to be taking or having a picture taken of them in the establishment if they wasn't there at the particular time, well before the time that they supposed to have made a grand appearance. And the thing is, peoples, it wouldn't have been no reason for Kanika Jenkins to come and to make a grand appearance in that establishment at no 1:13 in the morning, only to have made a grand appearance prior to Peoples. Do you understand what I'm saying? It doesn't make no sense to me, Peoples. And I know if it doesn't make no sense to me, I know damn well it doesn't make no sense to you. And so, Peoples, I all I'm going to do now is just piggyback from the live that I did earlier and start from that point of where I had left off. Now I have a belly full. I'm not going to be live on long tonight and stuff, peoples, because I'm going to take a refresher. I'm going to go to the movies on tonight. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so I am going to see. I know what you did last summer. That's what I'm going to see, peoples. I'm going to go see. I know what you did last summer. Now I'm going to take a break from all of this, and then I'm saying today, peoples. After today, I don't want to hear no more about Nosy Bug. I don't want to hear no more about T Slay. I don't want to hear no more about Fred the Jig. I don't want to hear no more about anything. Do you understand what I'm saying, peoples? Because I gave you an opportunity to come to the live. I gave you an opportunity to come and shoot your shot. I gave you an opportunity to come and speak your piece. And so now, if you have issues with these people, well, then keep that shit to yourself. I say keep it to yourself because, see, the thing is, I've given all of you an opportunity to digress, and to shoot your shot and to say what you needed to say. And if you chose not to do so, well, then that's your problem, people. It's not mine. I said that is your problem. And so, the thing is, people, it's simply this. I'm not going to entertain the madness. I'm just not. I'm not going to entertain the madness. You know, you had your opportunity. You chose not to take it, and so there it is. And then in my mind and in my eyes, it's over with. I don't want to harp upon old business, old news and stuff. If whatever you need to say to these people and you didn't come on live and you didn't say it, well, then I don't want to hear it behind the scenes, because I really don't give two rat's asses and I don't give a fuck. It's time to move on and it's time to put this shit behind us. You know, People have a tendency to just keep things going over and over and over again. And I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it from my moderators. I don't want to hear it from you people. I don't want to hear it from no one. Do you understand what I'm saying, people? I really don't want to hear it. I want to hear from nobody because you had an opportunity and you know you chose not to say anything or do anything, and so that's it. I don't want to hear it. You know, Y'all hold on for a second. Let me do this. And that's the stance that I'm taking, and that's where I stand right now, peoples. I really don't want to hear it because what purpose does it serve after the fact, peoples? What purpose does it serve after the fact? Doesn't serve no purpose. You know, People like to keep things going on and on and on and on and on. Well, I'm not going to lend my ear to the madness. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because see, I've spoken my piece and I'm settled and I'm satisfied. And if the people didn't like it, well then, that's not my problem. It's not my problem. If you're not satisfied and if you haven't emptied yourself, well then again, that is not my problem, peoples. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not my problem. And so that's what it is, and that's just the way that it is. And that's what I'm saying. And so, peoples, I got a lot of videos and pictures and everything that you guys want me to take a look at, and you guys got to give me time. You guys got to give me time to go and look at all of these things, and get an assessment as to that of what you want to try to convey. You got to give me time. You know, I'm only one person. I'm only human, and I need time to digest and access that of what you want to convey. But as it stands now, this is what I have now, and this is what I am going to talk about, because this of what I was giving literally validates my point. Period. And you may not like it, and that's fine. I'm not ever asking you to like it, and I'm not ever asking you to accept it. All I'm asking you to do is just take a look at it and then go from there. You know, I'm never going to force my views, my points of views upon nobody. I just show you from what my findings is, and then I talk about it, and then that's what it is. Do you understand what I'm saying, people? So, but this of what I have received, well, yes, it totally validates everything that I have been saying forever and a day. And see, the thing is that you don't have a defense up against it, because it may totally go against your narrative, which is okay. But at the end of the day, like I said, it totally validates everything I've been saying forever and a day. And so, and plus is in the case files. See, many of the things that you guys say may not be in the case files. And if it's not in the case files, well, then, I mean, what validity and what weight can you give to it? Do you understand what I'm saying? True enough, there is truth and lies and all of this stuff that the people were saying. And how are we just going to change history just on the near fact that a content creator conjures up a narrative and speaks so passionately about it and want the people to believe what they say? Well, what you say is not law, and what you say is not the truth, because what you say without proof is not truth. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, if what you say can be validated in some substantial way, well, then, okay, people can give validity to that. But just because you said it and it doesn't make no sense, well, what sense does it make? Do you understand what I'm saying? Just because you said it doesn't make it law. And just because I said it doesn't make it law. True enough. Fair enough. But what I had said, I had followed up with facts and truth. And that simply says that Kenneka Jenkins never walked the halls of that establishment. That's what I said, and that's what I meant. And that's what I have been saying forever and a day. And see, the thing is, you can't prove that she did, but I have already proven that she didn't. And I've already proven it based upon the various things that the people have shown and what the people had said. And that's how I validated my points of view. And you can't do no better than that, people, because again, you couldn't prove it, but yet I did based upon what they said. What they said was Kenneka Jenkins was not at the establishment on the night. Because if you go and you look at the history, peoples, well, then everything that they were saying is basically not putting her there on the ninth. Do you understand what I'm saying? All of the testimonies that was given doesn't put Kenneka Jenkins there on the ninth. Even Peasy told you that. Even Monifa in the case files told you that. Even the testimonies, the other testimonies in the case files told you, and they never referenced Kenneka Jenkins being there on the ninth. They never did, peoples. I said they never did. And so, you know, that's what it is, peoples. Now I thought that my StreamYard would connect to all of my channels, and it's not. I see it only just showed 3 channels. And it just showed 3 of my backup channels, but it is not showing my main channel. So what I'm seeing is, okay, now it is. Now it is. I just had to refresh the screen. Yeah, I don't know. You know, sometimes the StreamYard is hilarious and nefarious. And I see my peoples came in. Hello, Miss Break His Heart. How are you, ma'am? It is a blessing to see you on today. Miss Break His Heart says, hello, everyone. And so peoples, you know, my thing is simple and is just like this. I get it. Everybody has their narratives. Everybody has something to say when it comes down to the Kenneka Jenkins case. But at the end of the day, my stance will always be, and I've always asked the question, peoples. Whatever your narrative may be, you got to make sense of what you're saying. And if what you're saying doesn't make no sense, well, then why are you saying it? Now, I hear that other content creators says and trying to put Zaria Walls as walking the halls of that establishment. And but before I ever even tried to say that Zaria Walls ever walked the halls of that establishment, well, then my question would simply be this: why would she do it in the first place? Why? For what reason? I have yet to ever see anything that Zaria Walls had said negatively about Kenneka Jenkins. I've never seen it. And so, because I'd never seen it, then in my mind, I'm asking the question, why would she do it? For what reason? Because Zaria Walls had Kenneka Jenkins' name tattooed on her chest. And because she had Kenneka's name tattooed on her chest, that means that Kenneka will always and forever be a part of her. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is a very bold statement right there. So that means that she had some mad love for Kenneka. Because you just don't get people's names tattooed on your chest for no apparent reason. If you didn't have love for them or if you didn't have feelings for them. And so for a YouTuber to come and try to change the narrative and try to make Zaria Walls a villain of Kenneka Jenkins, well then hold your horses. Hold your horses, because see, you got to pass the smell test. You got to answer the question. And the question is, why would Zaria Walls go and play Kenneka? Why? Why was she? For what reason? Did you ever see any posts that Zaria Walls made up against Kenneka, that go against Kenneka in any way, shape, form, or fashion? You never seen it. So if you never seen it, why would you ever think, for the likes of you, that Zaria Walls would ever play her best friend? And she already told you, peoples, many times over. And she made it live. And she talked about the Kenneka Jenkins case. And she talked about these so-called friends of hers that was supposed to be friends, but wasn't really a friend. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because see, the thing is, and what Zaria Walls had said, had I been there, this would have never happened. Because see, the thing is, people, a friend would never leave a friend anywhere in harm's way. And whether Kanika Jenkins been hooshed up on any type of temperament, alcohol, or whatever, Zaria Wall said, had she been there, it would have never happened. And see, the thing is, Monifa and Shemaya made every excuse under the sun why they wasn't with Kanika. They made every excuse under the sun. But we have discovered, peoples, that Monifa and Shemaya has been lying forever and a day. They got caught in a fault by their own narratives and by their own actions, peoples. They got caught in a fault. And I didn't say it. They said it. Because I've only shown you what they said. And I've only shown you what they did. And what they said and what they did never matched up. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it doesn't make no sense. So see, a true friend won't have to lie, peoples, because if you're really there for your friend, then it is no reason whatsoever, peoples, to go and say things or do things contrary. Do you understand what I'm saying, peoples? The bottom line is simply this, peoples. There's no reason for Monifa and Shemaya to ever lie. There's no reason for them to ever lie. If they were telling the truth, well, then the proof would be there. And if they were telling the truth, well, then people wouldn't look at them sideways. People wouldn't be looking at them crazy. But see, the thing is that it ain't no proof to their so-called truth because they lied. And they lied big time. Now, did they lie to protect themselves from harms? Well, that could very well may be, peoples. But it really doesn't matter because at the end of the day, they lied. They lied and they amplified. And that's all that I'm saying, peoples. So when you're apt to believe other people's narrative, then you have to put them through the smell test. And that is clearly, how did it happen? Why did it happen? And who did it? And for what reasons did they do it? Where did it happen? And for what? If you can answer all of those questions, well, then, you got your proof to the truth. But if one part of what I just mentioned cannot be answered, well, then you got to really take a look at it with a fine tooth comb. Because just because they said it doesn't make it law. And just because they proclaim that they can match the bodies and all like this is bullshit. Bullshit. Why would Zaria Walls play and walk the halls at the establishment of her best friend, Kanika Jenkins? Because see, the thing is, peoples, everybody wasn't Kanika's best friend. Kanika had one best friend, and that was Zaria Walls. Monifa was not Kanika Jenkins' best friend. Because if we go back in history, where every time that Monifa would type in things, she would not, every time Monifa would type in things, Kanika would not respond. So would Kanika do that to her best friend? And then how many times, people, did we ever see Kanika with Shemaya? We've seen Kanika with Shemaya early in age. But then when they start to really grow up, did you see a lot of videos and pictures of Kanika and Shemaya? No, you didn't. Kanika knew Shemaya. Kanika knew Monifa at an early age, yes. But they wasn't best friends. See, these girls was envious and jealous of Kanika. Because see, if they were best friends, Kanika wouldn't have to want to make new friends. Do you remember? You remember Kanika wanted to make new friends because she got tired of the old friends. You guys remember that, right? Remember the post that I had shown you of Zaria Walls stating that, look, I don't want to be around certain people because I don't want to be around that type of energy. She had to save her place and she had to save her space. I played that on a live on last night, peoples. I said I played that on a live on last night. And so let me go back and let me just recap just for a moment of what Zaria Walls had said, peoples. Because see, I didn't say it. Zaria Walls said it, peoples. And because Zaria Walls had said it, peoples, well then, hey, I mean, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. That's what Zaria had said. I didn't say it. She said it. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so because Zaria said it, well then, hey, you know what I'm saying? So let me go back to that particular part, peoples. Let me go back to that particular part, peoples. You know? Now set aside for my feelings towards Miss Wells and things. It is just my personal opinion, peoples. You know, and it's not a good look for Miss Wells. Do you understand what I'm saying? But let me go ahead and let me snip this out real quick because I don't want to keep going back to that page and things. I just want to tell you what Zaria had said. And see, the thing is, people, is this is what she said. I didn't say it. This is what she wrote. I didn't write it. You know, this is what she said. And so I'm only going to go by what she said, peoples. Do you understand what I'm saying? All right. So let me snip this out real quick. And I'm going to name this Zaria Walls Words. So let me save it to my Zaria Walls Words. Okay. And let me get her name spelled right. All right. So I got that. I got that. And so let me share this people's with you because see, I didn't say this. This is what Zaria had said, peoples. I didn't say it. This is what she said. And so let's go back and let's look what Zaria said. Zaria said, my energy been different. I ain't the same person I used to be. My tolerance level has changed dramatically. I don't want to be around nobody I can't learn or grow from. That's what she said. This is not Edward Joseph. This is Zaria Wall saying this. This is her own words, people. She said, if I fall back from you, I ain't mad at you. Just don't feel like your energy is supposed to be around me. And that's the way that I feel, people. It's about many of you. You know, if I fall back from you, don't mean that I don't like you. It just means that I'm not feeling you. You know, it means that I had enough of the madness and it's time for me to move on. It's time for me to set a different path and not cloud myself with all of this craziness that you continue to keep coming up with. You know, some people's energy is just not suitable for you. And some point in time, you just have to say enough is enough. You know, I had enough. I'm not going to tolerate and deal with the madness no more. So let me go ahead and let me move on and move and rise above this of what I am dealing with. Because some of you are a handful and then some. You know what I'm saying? And see, it is my prerogative whether I choose to move on because I don't like some of you energy. And some of you energy is very draining. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so I reserve the right to be around good company. I reserve the right to be around people who I can learn from and grow, as well as they can learn from me and grow. And if we can't learn from each other and grow, well, then what the hell am I doing around you or with you? I'm just taking a piece out of what Zaria Walls had said, peoples. And so, see, these are the things that you guys need to learn and understand and stuff because, see, some of you are just very toxic. You can't get past all of the trauma. You can't get past all of the trauma. You can't get past all of the salacious madness. And every time you look around, it's always something. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so I reserve the right to move on. I reserve the right to protect my peace. I reserve the right. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so the thing is, peoples, I shouldn't have to keep speaking over and over and over and over and over again to keep reminding the people, look, let it go. Let it go. Some of you just can't let it go. Some of you still, well, after a year, 2, 3 years and stuff, and y'all still want to get mad at people or be mad with people who had done some shit to you way back when. Let that shit go. God damn, this ain't nothing but fucking internet. That's all that it is. What the fuck are you holding on to grudges with people who have said some things about you or who have probably done some things to you? Let it go. No motherfucker on here on this live in this goddamn community can ever complain more so than me because you motherfuckers ain't been through what I've been through. But I'm still here. I'm still rising to the occasion. I'm still speaking. I'm still shooting my shot. I'm still doing what I do. And it may affect you in so many ways, peoples, but I really don't give two fucks. Because at the end of the day, if I can let it go, and it ain't shit happened to you, or whatever shit happened to you, it was just a little penny ante type of shit, well, then what the fuck are you telling me? Take that shit to somebody else who wants to listen to it. But I am no longer entertaining the madness. Do you understand what I'm saying, peoples? I am no longer entertaining the madness. So if that's what you're about, well, then be about that shit with yourself and not with me because I don't want to hear it. Zaria Walls had just told you, I don't want to be around nobody I can't learn from or has changed dramatically. If I fall back, I ain't mad at you. I just don't feel like your energy is supposed to be around me. And that's what I'm saying to some of you. Some of you really got some toxic energy, and some of you really got some negative energy. And if what I am saying is you, well, then yes, I'm speaking directly to you. Because if you feel convicted in any type of way, well, God damn it, I'm speaking to you. And I'm telling you now, and I'm putting you on notice now, if your motherfucking ass don't change and change quickly, and I mean like right now, when I fall back, don't think I'm coming back. Because I shouldn't have to tell you over and over and over and over again, change the shit. I don't want to hear it. You motherfuckers continue to keep bringing up the past over and over and over and over again and thinking that, oh, okay, well, this is the first time I ever heard this shit. No, peoples, no. Get the fuck over it. If it's affecting you, goddamn it, that bad, well then, go fucking look in the mirror and talk to your goddamn self. Because I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of dealing with people who can't get over shit. Who in the fuck talked about you? I don't fucking care. I don't care, peoples. Because your problem is not my problem. And I just wanted to be clear, peoples. So when I start to distance myself from you, don't be alarmed, because I'm just kindly telling you your energy doesn't match mine's, and that you need to let it go. Now, if you persist on keep doing the various things that I asked you not to do, now I'm going to have to tell you what I mean. And then when I tell you what I mean, it's not going to be nice. And then I'm sure you will fall back then, because you will get the message. Do you understand what I'm saying, peoples? It should never have to come to that level. This is one of the reasons why I decided to go to the movies late tonight and stuff, because, a lot has been said. I get it. A lot has been done. I get it. And I have to walk away for a moment to reassess myself and refresh myself. You understand what I'm saying, right? Because again, peoples, and I hope many of you get this, I am not up for mess, madness, or confusion. I'm not up for it. I don't like it. I really don't. And I don't know how many times I need to keep saying the same shit over and over and over again to the people. Look, I'm not up for the mess madness. But some of you just don't get the message. And so that's why I have to come at you, some of you, the wrong way. And then when I come to you the wrong way, now you get all into your feelings because you can't understand why I'm coming to you that way. Well, I just told you why I'm coming to you that way. Because again, many of you just can't leave well enough alone. That's your life. You live that life. You breathe that life. You breathe drama. You breathe drama. You about drama. And I'm not about drama. When I say leave the fucking drama alone, mind your own fucking business, worry about your own fucking self, many of you can't do that. So don't include me into your mess and madness. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so now when I start to come at you aggressive, and I start to come at you foul, and I start to come at you a different way, don't be alarmed, because I have already told you from the beginning. And this is some shit that many of you just can't seem to understand. So now I got to take an aggressive approach with you. And then when I do that, peoples, now you become shocked that, okay, now, I'm coming at you all foul. Well, you deserve it. You deserve it, because I told you from Jump Street. But motherfuckers still don't understand what I mean, what it means, and what I mean to let shit go. But you'll soon come to learn, peoples. You'll soon come to learn. So when I really start to hammer down on your ass and stuff, well then don't be alarmed, because you brought it upon yourself. You got to learn to let shit go. And then you got to learn to stop invoking people into your madness. Do you understand what I'm saying? Peoples, when I say I am not for drama, that's exactly what the fuck I mean. I am not for drama. So don't keep bringing it my way. Now watch. It's going to be some stupid ass motherfucker that's going to come right after this day and start coming to me with all of this bullshit about all of these other people who I just said that if you didn't speak today, don't speak at all to me about it because I put it behind me. And then I'm going to put them on blast. And then I'm going to get on their ass. And then I'm going to block their ass for all eternity. Because see, once I put them on blast, then I know that they're going to have something to say. And then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, you know something? I've already told you. You didn't want to listen. You know, you're still bothering me with all of this bullshit that I said that I didn't want to go over and stuff. Your energy is not matching mine. You're not conducive to learning from me or me learning from you. So I got to let you go. Goodbye. Goodbye. No see you later. Sayonara. Peace. You know, peace. Not no hasta luego and all like this and stuff. It's just goodbye. That's it for all eternity. Because I got to protect myself. I got to protect my mind. I got to protect my heart. I got to protect my feelings. I got to protect my energy. I got to protect my chat. I got to protect my people. You know, I got to protect myself, peoples. And the only way I can protect myself is to reject the madness that the people continue to keep bringing. And so what better way than to oust them from my life, oust them from my chat, oust them from my channel. You know, people's I'm growing by leaps and bounds. So why would I want to continue to keep entertaining negativity? Huh? Isn't that what Zaria Walls had told you? That's why I have this up. She said people, she said, I don't want to be around nobody I can't learn from or grow with. If I fall back from you, I ain't mad at you. I just don't feel like your energy is supposed to be around me. My mind been on my family, growth, making my next move and success. I don't want to be around nobody loud or always into drama. Now, I don't care if you're loud because I'm loud, but I don't want to be around nobody who is always into drama. I don't want to be around no gossiping person. I don't want to be around no friends that I got to question. I enjoy my peace and my space. I block all bullshit out literally. And that's what I need to start doing is blocking out nonsense and bullshit literally. I need to start blocking people. I need to start blocking people. I need to start blocking people. Because if Edward Joseph has to keep repeating himself over and over and over again, I'll sound like a fucking broken record. And so the only way that motherfuckers will understand where I am coming from is to block their ass. Literally. And then I will protect my peace, peoples. I'm just taking the playbook out of Zaria Walls and what she said. You know, motherfuckers just can't get over drama. Motherfuckers is holding on to shit that happened 3, 5, 10, 20 years ago. And then you acting like if it just happened today. Get the fuck over it. I said, get the fuck over it. Because none of you motherfuckers has ever been through what I've been through here on these YouTube streets. And this is why I have the attitude that I do. Because you motherfuckers love drama. Every time you look around, drama. Every time you look around, drama. Every time you look around, drama. What the fuck do you want? I'm not about drama. I'm not about rehashing shit that has already happened in the past. I don't give a fuck what they say about me. I don't give a fuck what they showed or what they did. You can believe whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck. Do you understand what I'm saying, peoples? Because see, peoples, let me tell you something. If this shit really bothers you so much, then go and be with those motherfucking people and leave me the fuck alone. That's it. Leave me the fuck alone. Now, if you don't want to leave me the fuck alone, I'll leave you the fuck alone. Every goddamn time you look around, it's always goddamn drama. Drama here, drama there, drama here, drama there. You see what they said about you. You see what they posted about you. You see this, you see. I don't give a fuck. Go kiss their ass and suck their Twinkie. I don't give a fuck. Do a split on their dick. But leave me the fuck alone. Do you understand what I'm saying, peoples? And then for all of you who can't get over the shit that people said about you, get the fuck over it. And if you can't get the fuck over it, don't fucking tell me because I don't care. Do you understand what I'm saying? If I said something to you or about you, and that has been several years ago, and you still keep bringing it up, well, then you know something. You don't have to politic with me. You don't have to call me. You don't have to text me. You don't have to do anything. Just go and live your fucking life. If I irritate your ass that bad and it hurts you just that bad, well then take your beloved ass on and live your goddamn life and leave me the fuck alone. Is that all right? Because see, the thing is, peoples, Edward Joseph don't do things purposely to people. I don't do it. You had to do something to me first. And see, this is the point that I keep trying to make to all of you suckers. See, I only retaliate if something happened to me first. Any and every time I have an encounter with any of you, I've always greet you with salutations. I've always greet you with blessings. You motherfuckers don't understand that. You motherfuckers all the time want to try to make me out to be the villain, but I'm not. Because see, the thing is, you came to my channel. You came to me. You came here. And my life and everything was good before you even fucking came. And so now my life is a living nightmare because you're fucking here and you keep fucking and keep doing shit I keep asking you not to do. And I keep telling you, don't bring the drama to my channel. But you continue to keep fucking doing it. So now I'm going to take a playbook out of Zaria Wall's narrative. I block all bullshit out literally. So now I'm just going to start blocking motherfuckers. So when it gets to the point in time to when you call the number and you can't reach me, well then, goddamn it, understand what you did and understand what I have told you. People, it's my child, my baby boy, is about to celebrate a birthday on tomorrow. I don't have time to be sitting here hashing out, going over, reminiscing over bullshit and nonsense that some fucking body had said or did to you. Y'all just think that I'm some type of trash can that you continue to keep throwing your garbage on. I'm not taking that in, peoples. I got a fucking life. I got a son to raise. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, I got a fucking life. What about Edward Joseph's fucking life? Does anybody ever think about that? Did you ever think that, I have a life I have to live outside of YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter? Do you not think that I want to have a little bit of sanity and a little bit of peace with all of the drama and shit that unfolds and stuff? I don't give two fucks what happens upon YouTube and Facebook, Twitter and Instagram and shit. Because my life is not consumed around all of this madness that happens. But many of you continue to keep dumping and dumping and dumping and dumping and dumping. And what I continue to keep saying, let it go. Let it go. Who gives a fuck about what they said about you? Let it go. Who gives a fuck about what they posted about you? Let it go. Who gives a fuck about what they did to you? Let it go. Now, if I can do that, why in the fuck can you? Why? Why in the fuck that every goddamn time I look around, you motherfuckers keep telling me, oh, well, you see what they said about you. You see what they did. You see what they posted. Who gives a fuck? And then you feel that I am supposed to sit my black ass here and listen to your nonsense. And then you guys think that I take retribution upon you when if I haven't did anything in all of this time, why now when I make a live, why is it that you guys continue to keep coming in and saying I'm doing things to you when I have no need to do things to you? Why? Why when I make a fantastic live and shoot my shot, talk my shit and stuff, is all of you motherfuckers want to come on in and I did this to you and I did that to you. I took this, I took that. I said this, I said that. I posted this, I posted that. Why would I want to do that to the people who I politic with? For what reason? You know how that makes me look, peoples? When you motherfuckers continue to keep trying to post that into my lives and stuff. You know what that makes me look like? Hmm? Because see, you individually tried to paint a picture of Edward Joseph. And you just you want the people to think negatively about me, and that's not going to be the case, peoples. Do you understand what I'm saying? That I said that is not going to be the case, peoples. You want people to look at me negatively, you know? And it's not going to happen, peoples, because see the thing is that you can keep talking all of that shit and keep saying all of that shit and for forever and a day, but at the end of the day, peoples, you know, it's going to backfire upon you because I'm going to get tired and I'm just going to oust your ass big time. That's all I'm going to do. Just going to oust your ass, you know, because every time you look around, you want to try to vilify me and bring me down. And I get it, people. I get it. But your shit ain't gonna work. Not with me, it's not gonna work, peoples. Because I understand the play, you know? And you may want to try to do it subliminally, but I'm not stupid, peoples. I'm wise. I'm older, I'm wise. And I understand. I get it. I understand. I understand the mindset of the people, you know? So I'm going to say this, and this will be the very last time I say it, because the next time I have to say it, I'm just going to block your ass for all eternity. From contacting me, from saying anything about me, saying anything to me. I don't give a fuck what you say about me. I really don't give a fuck. You understand what I'm saying, peoples? When I'm saying this, and I'm saying it now, and the next time I have to say it, well, then I'm just going to block your ass. Like Zari Walls has said, I block all bullshit out literally. I've been manifesting, finding comfort. I enjoy it here. So I'm not going to speak to this again, peoples. I'm just going to block your ass. And then when you're blocked, well, then you figure out why you got blocked. Just figure out why you got blocked. Because see, the story ain't about Edward Joseph. The story is about what we talk about. The story ain't about all of the people. The story is about the story of what we talk about. You motherfuckers wants to try to use me as a conduit to get to other people and to get this subliminal low class jab at people, and it's not going to be tolerated, peoples. If you got an alt with Nosy Bug, and if you got an alt with T-Slay and Jig and Customs, well, then why don't you find a way to contact them, and why don't you find a way to tell them yourselves? Don't try to use my platform as a means to jab at them and say what you need to say, and thinking that I'm not seeing and understanding what's going on. Oh no, I see it, people. I see it clear as daylight. And it won't be tolerated no more. When I say I had enough of the drama, that's exactly what I meant. I had enough of the drama. And if you motherfuckers can't understand that and stuff, well then let me just literally block your ass. And then I don't have to deal with your ass no more. Period. Let me just literally block your ass. That's where I'm at. That's what I'm on right now, peoples. When I say let it go, that's exactly what I mean. Let it go. This is one of the reasons why a couple of my moderators never came back right now, because they still see the drama unfold. They still see the subliminals. They still see the bullshit that people continue to keep coming with, and they don't want to deal with the madness. I love all of my peoples, and this is why I chose each and every one of you. But when my peoples, my own peoples now, continue to keep drawing with the madness, well, then I got to put my foot down and I got to say something. Me as a person, me as a channel creator and a channel holder, and then me as a friend, I got to set the boundaries. And if the people don't understand the boundaries, well, then let me make it crystal clear. And then after I made it crystal clear for the final time, now let me take action, literally. Let me just block your ass without having to come on and taking time out to speak to your ass. Do you understand what I'm saying? Zari Wall said, my tolerance level has changed dramatically. I don't want to be around nobody I can't learn from or grow from. I don't want to be around nobody I can't learn from or grow from. I chose to talk to Nosy Bug. I chose to politic with Nosy Bug. I chose that. We had our differences. Nosy Bug did what she did. I forgave her. She apologized. But if Nosy Bug ever think I'm going to apologize for what I did, I'm not. Because of the simple fact that whatever I said was in response to what she did. Now, if she didn't do it, I would have never said it. So it ain't no reason for me to sit up here and apologize. And if if Nosy Buck want to hold that forever and a day, well then, fuck Nosy Buck. That's what I'm saying. Fuck Nosy Buck. If Nosy Buck can't get over that shit and put that shit behind and let it go and come on and be the person that I know that she can be, well then fuck her. She can go about her way. She can live her goddamn life. She ain't even got to think about Edward Joseph or contact him. And that only not goes for Nosy Buck. That goes for every last one of you motherfuckers. Do you understand what I'm saying? I told Nosy Buck, look, enough is enough. I'm putting this shit behind. I am willing to politic with you. I don't want to hash out all of this motherfucking madness that happened back in the day. And if she can't understand that, then fuck her. And if you can't understand that, then fuck you too. So Nosy Buck came on my channel. And Nosy Buck, she didn't come on my channel. I came on her channel. Nosy Buck had called me. And I told Nosy Buck, look, man, I'm here to support you. And I'm here to help you grow your channel. I'm here to listen. And so when she was going on her rants and raves and things about everybody, well, did you see Edward Joseph say any goddamn thing? No, I didn't. I never said anything about anybody. I never did. Do you understand what I'm saying, people? I said I never did. When she was going off on all of those other people, I never said not one thing. I could have, but I didn't. It's not only till she got on me is when I chimed out. And I was going to protect my integrity. I was going to protect who Edward Joseph is and why Edward Joseph stands for what he stands for and does what he does. And I was going to allow her to make mockery of me. No. That wasn't the case, people. Oh, hell to the no. Not Edward Joseph. Not me. Not me. So I spoke to it, and then that was it. It was good. It was cool. I didn't need nobody to speak in my behalf because I'm a grown fucking man, and I say what I need to say. I do what I need to do, and I can protect myself. I can stand up for myself. I didn't need nobody to speak for me. I didn't need nobody to do a goddamn thing for me. Do you understand what I'm saying, peoples? So, and I said, and I told all of my moderators, and then I'm telling the community, Nosy Buck and Edward Joseph is going to politic, not only on the Kenneka Jenkins case, but on other cases and things. I envision Nosy Buck being here on my platform, and I'm saying it now, and I'm warning everyone now. You come with any salacious madness towards her in any spicy, negative way, I'm going to block your ass. Whether you're my moderator or not. I will not tolerate people coming onto my channel and disrespecting the people. Moderators, you don't have to chime out and say anything negative to anybody. You block their ass if they come in hilarious and nefarious. We nip this shit at the bud before it ever escalate to any personal attacks and things. That's why you have the wrench. Take their asses out of here. But we have to keep a certain decorum in here. And if we keep out the hilarious and nefarious, well, then we're good. Do you understand what I'm saying? We are good. And then too, I shouldn't even have to ask you to block them. If it's a moderator in here and you're saying something crazy, do what you do. Do what you do. But use caution and don't just immediately just go block people just for the sake that you don't like what they're saying. Use wisdom and understanding. Because I don't want to block Nobody, even my foes. I don't want to block nobody. But you got to learn how to discern and decipher what's good and what's not, and when to do it and when not to do it. Because everybody has a freedom of speech. And yeah, it may go against my narrative and whatnot. But now, if they're coming with the personal attacks, you block their asses immediately. But if they're coming and they're just challenging the various things that I'm saying, well, that's no need to block them, because I give everybody the right to speak their mind, to speak their piece. So use caution and use wisdom when you are doing such things. But disrespect will never be tolerated in my life. I won't disrespect you if you don't disrespect me. Point blank, period. And that's just the way that it is moving forward. Because people's we're at a point in time now. My channel is growing by leaps and bounds, and I'm loving it. The people are loving it. I don't want to be known for, oh, well, you can't say shit on Edward Joseph's channel because he's going to block you, or he's going to scream or holler at you and whatever and things. I don't want to be known for that. But if I am known for that, well, then, God damn it, let me give them a good enough reason why I do it. And they still don't get it, well, then that's good. Their asses don't need to be hearing anyway. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to change things that I do just because people just don't like it. Who gives a fuck? But it's going to be always a certain decorum in my lives. You can speak what you need to speak, but you need to be tactful, and you need to come with some respect. Bottom line. If not, then your ass is just going to get ejected out of here for all eternity. Because see, if I have to exit you out of here, I'm going to exit you out of here for all eternity, never to return. Period. Is that all right, people? So I should never have to have this conversation again with you all and take this much time to go and express what my feelings is and things. Because the next time I have to do it, well, then you'll understand, because you won't be here. And I won't mention you, and we will proceed as we always do. Because now, at this junction in my life, peoples, I'm just going to block all bullshit out, literally. And if I have to block your ass, I'm going to block your ass for all eternity. And I'm not going to look back on it, peoples. Is that all right, peoples? All right, so I got to hurry up and get this out before I have to go and leave for my movies, because I'm going to the movies tonight. So let me go back and let me finish that of what I was doing, peoples. Let me go back. And so I want to finish this video that I have shown. Several videos that I've shown. Now, you guys have sent me a lot of content. You guys got to give me a chance to look at the content and give me a chance to digest the content before I go and talk about the content. I greatly appreciate you for what you have done. I will look at it. I will listen to it. And then I will give you my assessment on it. And then we can talk about it. But give me an opportunity. And it's not going to happen tomorrow, because it's my son's birthday tomorrow. I don't want no negativity whatsoever on my son's birthday. Is that all right, peoples? I don't want to come in with a foul mind and a foul mouth. I really don't. Now, if you want to test the waters and you want to play games with me, well, then that will be the time to when I will start literally doing what I said I was going to do. I'm just going to block your ass. Just going to block out all drama, period. I don't want to talk about Nosy Bug. I don't want to talk about T-Slay. I don't want to talk about Custom Designs. I don't want to talk about Fred the Jig. I don't want to talk about any of that negative stuff. I want to talk about Kanika Jenkins, or whatever case that I'm bringing up. That's what I want to talk about moving forward. I don't want to hash out old shit. Is that all right, peoples? That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I meant, and that's exactly what it is. Now, try me if you will, and then watch what happens. Try me. Try me if you will, because some of you motherfuckers continue to keep doing this shit, and I've been brushing it off. I've been laughing it off and things. Now I am so fucking dead serious. It's just crazy, and I'm ready to make some new friends. I'm just like Kanika. I'm ready to make some new friends, and if that's what I have to do, well then that's what I have to do. Peoples, do you understand what I'm saying? So if exiting some of you people out to keep my sanity, well then that's the fuck I'm going to do, peoples. And I'm not going to look back and think twice about it and stuff. And it's what it is. And that's what it is. All right, peoples, let me go ahead and let me share my screen. Peoples, let me go back and let me share my screen and let me. I just clicked on that video and I don't know where it's at. All right, so where's that video at? Oh, there it is right there. Okay. Let me share my screen with this because we're going to go back and we're going to take a look at this, peoples. Let's finish watching this video. So, before I do, I'm sorry, people's when I'm talking and things, I don't normally look at the chat, because it's a distraction and things. And I know many of you come in at times, and on the last video, many of you came in, and I didn't give a shout out to you, but I gave a shout out to you at the end. And just know if I didn't give a shout out to you, that means I'm not looking at the chat. So don't feel discouraged or anything and stuff. I'm not looking at the chat. I purposely don't look at the chat because of the simple fact that I don't want to be distracted. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because it may be something that people post and stuff, and now I'm off my narrative dealing with some stupid shit that the people had said. So that's why I have my moderators. You know, periodically I'll look at it. Periodically I see who's coming in and things and stuff, and I give a shout out to you because I appreciate your time and attention that you're giving to this channel. And so I see Cherish come in. Hello, Cherish. How are you, ma'am? It is a blessing to see you on today. Cherish has said, hello, Edward. And I've already called out Miss Break His Heart. She already had a shout out and stuff. And then any of you who comes in, if I see you, I'll give you a shout out. I'm trying to consume all of this and stuff before I leave to go and watch my movie tonight because I have to get my mind right and stuff and get my mind prepared and things. Now, I am going to take a look at all of the videos that you sent me. Give me time, peoples. Give me time. But it ain't going to happen tomorrow because my son's birthday tomorrow. And for all of you who had wished my baby boy a pre-happy birthday, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Micah will be thrilled to know that you guys are sending him love. That is my baby boy. He will be 12 years old tomorrow, peoples. 12 years old tomorrow. Could you imagine that, peoples? It has been 12 years since I had him, and he's growing up to be a fine young man, strong and vibrant, and he is loved. And so That's what it is, peoples. My son will be 12 years old tomorrow, and coming to be a preteen on his way. And so I'm just so happy and excited for him. And he will be with me on tomorrow because this starts the transition, because we have a week on and we have a week off. And so he will be with me starting tomorrow with the week on. And so, I thank God for that. Thank God that is happening on the transition. All right, people, so let's go ahead and let's look at this video. I want to say thank you to Brazy Certified World Media for this video that we have watched and had literally brought out the validity to the stupidity. Now, I've been working with Brazy forever and a day. Way back in the day, I've been working with Brazy, and Brazy, that's my partner. You know, that's my partner. We have literally been on this Kanika Jenkins case well before many of you ever stepped in diapers. We've been politicking, and we bounce off each other. And this is what Zaria had said: if I can learn from you, and you can learn from me, well, then that is a benefit. That is a major benefit. And I learned from Brazy, Certified World Media, and Brazy learned from me. We bounce off each other. We don't always agree, but we don't let that get the best of us. Do you understand what I'm saying? And there's many others that I end up learning from as well. All of my moderators, I love them dearly, and I learn from them, and they learn from me, and we just bounce off each other. That's just the way that it should be, and things. You know, it's just like what Zaria said. I don't want to bring around nobody I can't learn from or grow with. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so there it is, peoples. I said there it is, peoples. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we're gonna get back into this, peoples. We're gonna get back into this video, and we're gonna take a look at this, and you know we're gonna see what has been said. Now I see my peoples came in. Hello, little Bo Peep. How are you, ma'am? It is a blessing to see you on today. Little Bo Peep said, "Happy biggest 12 and many more, Micah. Enjoy your youth." And then I see Deborah Gomes had came in, and as we call Deborah G. And Deborah G had said, no, let me, before I even do that, let me say, hello, Deborah G. How are you, ma'am? It is a blessing to see you on today. And Deborah G had said, happy birthday, Michael, but it's Micah, Micah. Micah is the way that we spell his name. And so I thank you, little Bo Peep, and I thank you, Deborah G, for the blessings. Micah is going to be thrilled to know that he is still loved and that he's got some shout outs from the people. And trust me, Micah watched the lives all the time. He watched the lives all the time. So, he's already in the know as to what's happening here and things. But Micah knows his place too, because Micah knows that, this is an adult thing, and not to go and come up on some things that, doesn't pertain to him. But he watches. He watches him and his mama. And so, peoples, we're going to get back into this. We're going to get back into this. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you for coming in, for liking, subscribing, and sharing the content and stuff. And so, moving forward, peoples, we're not for drama. We're not for drama. We are in for clarity and getting clarity out of confusion. Is that all right, peoples? All right. Let's go.
Now, not only was the wrong time given, he said it was confirmed. He said Monifa Shelton provided the following information to Lenore Harris and was later confirmed in an interview with myself and Detective Badge number 1445. There you go. Now, the next time we're going to focus on is the time they arrived at the hotel. And here in this statement, it states, Monifa stated they arrived to the hotel in room 926 between approximately 12:30 and 1:30. Large gap, right? Okay. Now we know and we seen on footage what time they got there. 1:13. Of course, there was two clocks on that footage. One said 12:13, one said 1:13. This particular footage has been converted to 3GP, so it only shows 1 clock. But we know if you've seen the footage in the case file, you know the truth. Now we know they found Kenneka on the 10th. This document was signed on the 13th. But I just want to point this out. It appears someone can be heard possibly pleading for help in the background. Therefore, the purpose of them getting the search warrant signed is to get the original footage from Facebook so they can enhance the audio. Now, we all heard this. We all heard the rumors, the theories, but they actually put this in the search warrant. Did they hear it too? Or were they just going by what they heard off of social media? Alright, here's the second page we're going to be going over. I just want to show the whole page and let you know this is a real document. Now, what we're going to focus on right here in this particular document is the time they came back after receiving a phone call stating they seen Kenneka, or possibly seen Kenneka on the 13th floor. They investigated it, couldn't find it. Now, while they were on the scene, they received information from Garcia stating that she saw Kenneka on the lower level around 3:30. So she escorted them down to the lower level employee kitchen and the basement. Now it states the initial search came up negative results. So this tells me they didn't go to the upper kitchen. They stayed in the lower level. In the basement is what they called it. She then further informed them that she haven't seen Kenneka leave from out of the area she entered, or that she just looked in the basement area, the lower level. Now, this is where things get crazy. So by this time, they have called the fire squad to help them come search for Kenneka. And during this time, and I'm going to read the statement or the search warrant, so I'm not fabricating anything. So while searching the basement area again, PSO Walsh used his portable radio to advise Rosemont Patrol and fire personnel in Rosemont Dispatch that he had located Kenneka Jenkins. PSO Walsh advised that he had located Kanika in a walk-in freezer located in the southwest corner of the basement kitchen area. Just want to show you this document and let you know it's real. Now, if this is the place that he really found her at, then this is where he found it. Because this is right below the upper kitchen in the basement. Now, this is the statement that a lot of you are familiar with. It states, while searching the basement area, I heard PSO Walsh call out on the radio that he had located Jenkins. PSO Walsh advised he had located Jenkins in a walk-in freezer in a kitchen in the southwest corner of the hotel near the loading docks. But that ain't what you said originally, brother. You said you found her in a walk-in freezer located in the southwest corner of the basement kitchen area. So my question to you is, Walsh, where did you really find Kanika?
Okay, we're walking junk.
Basically, everybody, okay, yeah, in the video, because they don't know that I'm not supposed to know none of them people. But when my guys, he was at the party.
I mean, people, I have to literally give a shout out to Brazy Certified World Media. This shit was outstanding. I mean, this right here deserves an Academy Award. And this right here, what he had composed, it deserves Academy Award because man, it was the appropriate music. He brought out the receipts from the case files. and he challenged the narrative of what the detectives had stated and brought out the contrasting narratives that had totally debunked that of what he was trying to convey. I mean, damn, I'm just taken away. You guys, hold on for a moment. And see, peoples, this is exactly why me and Brazy politic with each other. Because see, when you guys want to discount the various things that they say and do, well, I don't, because this is mad talent in its rawest form. And so this is what I say. Every last one of my moderators has major talent in their own way. And this was just exemplified and amplified today, as you can see. Brazy did that shit right there. I mean, literally. That was epic. This video that was just shown, this was epic. This was epic, you know? And then this is what I call due diligence, because when you can take the and you can bring out the very essence of what you're trying to convey. And that right there was absolutely outstanding, peoples. Absolutely, hands down. Y'all hold on for a moment. Okay, people, so I'm back. So little Bo Peep had said, so if she was in the basement, that upper kitchen wasn't the crime scene, period. Well, in all of the video footage that you've seen, you never seen them reference the upper kitchen. Everything was always, I mean, you saw them show the upper kitchen, but everything that was referenced in the video was referenced in the lower level. So what is that telling you? Or what is that telling you? If the video footage that they're showing you was referencing the upper level, but the commentary is telling you that all of this was taking place in the lower level, what is that telling you? But people said in that kitchen, we've seen Lenore and her mother, Teresa, walk in and point up at the camera was downstairs. Was it really? Because if that kitchen that TM and Lenore walked into, and that's the kitchen that they taken out Kanika's body, Well, then, how could that be downstairs? Well, I need to, if you can, send a link to the video of the kitchen that TM had pointed at when she pointed at the camera. And so, if I recall, and I'm not being exact, I'm just saying if I recall, you know, why would they take them downstairs to a downstairs kitchen if she wasn't found there? Why would they take them downstairs if she was found in the upper level kitchen? That's the question that I have. Because you would think that they would take them directly to the crime scene or to the supposed crime scene that they're trying to project that she was in. So if we can find that video of Teresa Martin pointing up at the camera, and we'll take a look at and see if we can see what kitchen that they were in. Because again, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but what I am questioning is why would they take them downstairs when she was supposed to have been found upstairs? Lil Pope said we all should understand that from the walkthrough, and they didn't include the area in which the walkthrough as well. I don't understand what you're saying. We all should understand that the walkthrough, that from the walkthrough, and they didn't include this area in the walkthrough as well. I'm not understanding what you're trying to say. What is it in the walkthrough that they didn't show? Because remember, in the video footage, they have shown the upper level kitchen. They didn't show the lower level kitchen. But in the case files, they kept referencing the lower level and not the upper level. And so, was that purposely done to throw the people off? I mean, you decide, people. You decide if that was purposely done, because, again, the gentleman in the video had said that there was two videos. One that said 1213 and one that says 113 of them walking into the establishment. Well, if we go by what was stated in the case files, it would only make sense that 1213 of them walking in would have been then 113. But if you go by the video and not the case files, they said that they walked in at 113. So my question would simply be, why would they purposely change the time of when they supposedly had walked in? And even if you believe Kenneka Jenkins walked into that establishment, even if you believe that that's her on the video footage, then the question I have is simply this. Why would they change the time from her supposedly walking in? That doesn't make no sense. Why would they move the time back an hour? if that was the actual time that she was supposed to have came in. I'm just throwing questions up there. Lobo people, I said, y'all be blessed and enjoy the discovery of what us as a public were presented. Well, I still have questions for when people are, saying certain things and whatnot. And I just want somebody to come and answer the questions that I raise. I don't want to come around this time and say people is wrong or right. I just wanted to open this up for everybody to present what they say, and whatever you present should make sense. You understand what I'm saying? And so we just watched the video, and the question that I have is simply this. Well, he said that he found Kanika in the rear by the dock area. Right? That's what he said. But he never said that he had found her in the freezer. And what was one of the things that I have always said in all of my lives, and I just played the little short that I had made. I said in the beginning, it was stated that Kanika was found in the rear by the dock area. It never mentioned nothing about a walk-in freezer. That's what it said. That's what they said in the beginning. Now, in the audio, he said that he is in the rear by the dock area, but he never stated that he was in the kitchen. He never stated that he was in a freezer. You see how the play of words you see how the play of words is, peoples. See how the play of words. He stated that he was in the rear by the dock area, but he never gave specifics as to exactly where he was, peoples. Do you understand what I'm saying? So see, when you guys want to give your narrative and you guys want to say, oh well, Kanika was found here, Kanika was found there, and so on and so forth. Well, no, that's not what he said. He said that he is in the rear by the dock area. But in the case files, it said that she was found in the rear by the dock area. It never stated that she was found in a kitchen in a walk-in freezer. It never stated that she was on the upper level in a kitchen in a walk-in freezer. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so you can generalize things by your narrative, but then when you look for and ask for specifics, you got to be specific, peoples. And this is the problem that we had in this community, that nobody was being specific with what they were saying. Because see, in the case files, Monifa said that they came at around 12:30 to 1:30. Well, according to the video footage, that they were there earlier than 12:30. But even for her to mention 12:30, it was still the 12 o'clock hour. And if you go back and you watch Zach's live, Zach Peasy had said in Zach's live that Kanika was there, Shorty, as he called her, was there at around the 12 o'clock hour and not the 1 o'clock hour. That's what he said. All right, people. We're going to go back to Zach's live. We're going back to Zach's live, and we're going to take a look at Zach's live, peoples. Let's go back to Zach's live, and let's take a look at Zach's live, peoples. Because we're going to understand what he said. Let's understand what he said, peoples. Let me share my screen.
Real, bro. That shit just ain't no shit that just be real, homie. That ain't no motherfucker be thinking about like that. Like, that's some movie shit, bro. Niggas don't really be thinking like, oh, you might drop me off in front of my door, but don't watch me go in. Spin the block like, damn, I ain't even watch bro go in. Call my phone whole time, I ain't picking up. A motherfucker got me, but you ain't thinking in that 1 second that you put out there. A motherfucker might come around the corner. You creeping your, that, bro, you'll be thinking crazy all the time if you think like that.
So, who is this person behind the scenes that is talking for them? Who is this person? You know, who is this person? Okay, so who is this person that and people's the link is in the chat if you guys want to come up. Who is this person that was behind the scenes that was talking in this live? Okay, so hello, Brazy Certified World Media. How are you, my friend? It's a blessing to see you on today. And one thing I want to say, Brazy, is that goddamn man, you literally outdid yourself on this video. You literally outdid yourself on this video. Outstanding commentary, outstanding visuals. The music was just on point, and you brought it in from the case files, and you did the stark contrast between what was said and what was written and what was shown. And if the people can't get a greater understanding from that, well, goddamn, we got some stupid people in this community. Because you literally brought that out in a major way, and I'm just totally amazed. That's a skill set right there. That is a major skill set right there. But you brought that out. I mean, you brought that out, boy. You outdid yourself. You need an Oscar award for that, because that shit was just amazing. And if the people couldn't get clarity out that video, man, I don't know what to tell them. I really don't. I don't know what to tell them. Uh-huh. Now, all of this shit that has been stated is coming into play, you know? Now we beginning to piece this puzzle together, and it's beginning to really make some good sense. Instead of all of the conjecture and the theories and the beliefs of the people and stuff. Well, I get it. Your beliefs is not law. Your theories is not law. You got to have something that ties all of this stuff together as a whole, as a woven fabric, as something that can be expressed without question. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's the trajectory I have always been on, peoples. Because see, I never been satisfied with this narrative that the people had said. Because when you try to go ahead and you try to woven in a certain timeline, and then you have all of these other things that was mentioned in the case files, and that the people were saying, you can't just discount all of that and just be tunnel vision and just focus upon your narrative. You got to incorporate everything because all of that stuff was said and done for a reason. And if you can incorporate all of that, well then doesn't matter how beautiful and how eloquently your narrative may be, it's got to make sense. It literally has to make sense. Do you understand what I'm saying, people? So that's what I'm saying. You know, everybody has a narrative, and everybody comes with all of this and that and the other, and it sounds good. But then when you vet that with all of the other stuff that we had found in the case files and in the narratives and the things that the people were saying and doing, well then, you know, it all has to be woven in. It all has to coincide and it all has to collaborate that of what we are seeing and that of what the people were speaking. And if it doesn't, people's, well, just like I've always said, if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. And that's just simple. And so I'm not here to try to take sides with people and things. I'm just here to try to get some clarity out of confusion. Now, if that pisses you off, well, then that's fine. Because if it's not going to get going with your narrative, then that's fine. You know, it's fine because again, I will always stand 10 toes down with what I believe. You know, and I'm never going to bow down or back down from that. But when I tell you what Brazy had did in this video and that little line of what Monifa had said, that they were there at the 12 o'clock hour, that is so goddamn significant. It is incredible, peoples. Totally incredible. It's incredible. And it validated everything that I was saying. And the thing is simply this. See, when I said that Kanika Jenkins never walked the halls of that establishment, I'm not saying that she never walked the halls. What I am saying is, when you guys said that she walked the halls on the night, I'm saying no, that's bullshit. That's nonsense because she was never there on the night. I'll challenge anybody upon that. Kanika Jenkins was never there on the night. It is no evidence whatsoever that Kanika Jenkins ever walked the halls of that establishment on September the 9th. That is bullshit and nonsense. Because if you listen to what these boys have said, they never referenced the night. They never referenced the night of the night. They referenced the morning of the 8th, leading from the night of the 7th. Bingo to the bingo. Now, let's listen in so you can get a greater understanding as to what I had said, peoples. But before I do that, let me go through the commentary. Brazy Certified World Media has said they didn't want to be on camera. But Brazy said that was Ty Rowland in the background. Now, That nigga had that much power over them because that nigga had them shaking in their boots. So Tyrone is in the background instructing and giving directions as to what he wanted to say and how this all should have played out. Interesting peoples. Very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. Now, my question is, why in the fuck would Tyrone sit up here and try to direct the narrative? For what reason? Well, I have my reasonings, and you guys heard my reasonings for years on end, but I want to see what you think. Why would Tyrone be there at the time to when Peasy and Killer is giving their narrative, and why is it at certain times he wants to sit and interject his points of view? For what reason, peoples? For what reason? I want to hear from you. For what reason, peoples? You know, I've already told you for over 7 years what I believe, but I want to hear from you. For what reason? Why would Tyrone be there at the time to when these boys are giving their narrative? And let them speak freely. And look at them. They're shivering in their boots. Did Tyrone have that much power over these boys to influence them? I mean, people's body language says a lot. And if you don't learn how to read body language, I don't know what to tell you. Brazy Certified Word Media said they said that they did not want to be on camera. And hello, Carly Henry. How are you, ma'am? It is a blessing to see you on today. Carly Henry had says, greetings, Edward, Joseph, and chat. And Brazy Certified had says, hey, Carla. But Brazy Certified had said when it came to her case, you couldn't overlook anything and you got to go back to what they said. That's the thing that I have been trying to express to the people forever and a day. You got to go and showcase what they said. It ain't about what I think. It ain't about what I believe. It ain't about what I know or don't know. It's about what they said. I told you, people, many times over, I'm only going to go by what they said. And whatever they said, well, then that's what we have to go by. And then we have to try to woven this piece of the puzzle together based upon what they said. And you can learn a lot by what they said, peoples. Because if the math ain't mathing, something is wrong. And I always ask questions, peoples, because see, the thing is, just because they said it doesn't even make it law. You got to look at the overall picture. You got to look at everything that was ever said and written and shown in this case. And then you got to take that information and you got to piece it together. And if it doesn't fit people's, well, then obviously it couldn't be the truth. Do you understand what I'm saying? The truth stands alone. It needs no help. But Nosy Bug has said it in a different manner. But either way of however you want to phrase it, peoples, it stands alone. It doesn't need no nodding and prodding. It doesn't need your expertise. It doesn't need your theory. It doesn't need your commentary. It doesn't need anything from you or me. Because if it's the truth, it stands alone. It stands alone, peoples. The truth stands alone. The truth never needed no help. Doesn't need no help from none of us, peoples. It stands alone. And that's the point that I keep trying to make to the people. when you're talking about this case, you got to take every bit and piece of the puzzle and you got to make it make sense. If it doesn't make no sense, well, then obviously it's not the truth, because the truth is not confusing peoples. Do you understand what I'm saying? If it's the truth, it stands alone. And it don't need no not prodding by none of us. It stands alone. Do you understand what I'm saying, peoples? It stands alone. It doesn't need no help. Just like forensics. Forensic scientists, for forensics peoples, is the ultimate truth. If the forensic says that it's what it is, that's what it is. DNA don't lie. That is God's signature for each and every one of us. DNA do not lie, peoples. It don't lie. Everybody's genetic makeup is different. Science do not lie. That's why they have forensic scientists to literally solve cases, because if science lied, well, then it ain't no reason for the scientists to utilize science. Do you understand what I'm saying? Everything has a reason, and you got to apply all aspects of everything in order to come down to the truth. Do you understand what I'm saying, peoples? So that's why I never get tunnel vision. That's why I never get narrow-minded. That's why I'm always open to everything, and then I assess everything as a whole, and I try to make sense of it. And if it doesn't make no sense to me, well, then shit, it ain't no reason for me to listen to you, because you ain't making no sense. Do you understand what I'm saying? If it doesn't make sense. Now, if you can make sense of it, well, then okay, you got my ear. But if it ain't making sense, you just throwing shit out there just for the simple fact that you believe that what you're saying is, actual, factual, and true, without incorporating everything, well, then you've already lost me. Do you understand what I'm saying, peoples? So you can't sit here and tell me X, Y, and Z happen unless you incorporate everything else in this case. And it has to be something that brings continuity to the storyline. And if there is a break in the storyline, well, then something is amiss. Because whatever you are stating has to make sense to the next part, and that has to make sense to the next part, and that has to make sense to the next part. But if it ain't making no sense, well, then what is it that you're saying? Because if you're not going to incorporate everything, you ain't saying shit. You only take a piece of the puzzle, and then you're trying to say, oh, well, goddamn it, I solved the case because this is what I believe. Bullshit. 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 Brazy certified because PZ was right next to Ty Rowland in that party. He had to navigate what was being said in Zach's interview. And man, look at here. That sounds so sweet to my ears. Do you understand what I'm saying, peoples? It's always a cause and effect to everything, and it's a reason to why people did things. So I don't know Ty Rowland. I don't know who the fuck he is or was, or if he's still living, or whatever. Last I heard that he's in prison for life for murder. Good for his ass. Lock his ass up and throw away the goddamn key. Because you want to live the gangster style, and you do the do. Well, then shit, you pay the price for what you do. Is that all right, peoples? No, nobody should get a free pass for doing hilarious and nefarious things to people, but this makes perfect sense to me. Perfect sense as to their actions and why they are doing such. This makes perfect sense. And thank you, Brazy Certified World Media, for bringing this shit out. See, these are the conversations that me and Brazy all the time have. This is how we bounce off with each other and things. Because, see, we don't just say hilarious and nefarious bullshit and just throw things out there like that. No, we got good, wholesome conversations, good, wholesome meanings to it and stuff. And when we go back and forth, man, look at here. It's just like a war zone at times. But then sometimes it is a jubilant experience because, man. And see, these are the type of people who I love to conversate with because you expand my mind. You make me to think outside the box. You make me look at things in a different light and not just go with the status quo or what people say. Well, my question has always been, why would they say such? Why would they do such? Why would they lie? And when you come with a response like this, well, God damn it, I mean, how can you not see it? How can you not see it? When it's there in your face. It is there just slapping you pop, pop, pop in the face. Now we're getting somewhere, peoples. Now we're really getting somewhere. We're just piecing this thing together. That's all. Just piecing this thing together. Because see, the thing is, peoples, and it's all in the case files. You can sit here and you can believe that Kanika Jenkins was there at that establishment on a night, but there is nothing in the case files that ever proved that. Every commentary that the people said, they mentioned the morning of the 8th and not the morning of the 9th. Peoples. You understand what I'm saying? So the morning of the 8th means that it was left from the night of the 7th, leading into the morning of the 8th. They're the whole day off. Go back and do your research. I've been saying this for years, peoples. I've been saying this for years. I'm gonna show you guys something. I'm gonna show you guys something, and this is going to shock the mess out of you. I'm gonna show you guys something, and I think I better show it now because I've only got a limited amount of time because I got to get out of here by 10 o'clock. Because I got to get to the movies. I'm going to digress and get my mind off all of this shit and enjoy myself and get prepared for my son's birthday on tomorrow. You know, that is his day, and I don't want no confusion, no nothing on his day. You try to come with all of this salacious madness and try to fuck up his day and get my mind to thinking some shit like that, I'm just going to immediately block your ass because I'm telling you now, that's my son's day. I want to go throughout the whole entire day with just wonderful things, and I want to have my mind right. So when I see him and be with him, you know, it's going to be a wonderful experience. I don't want to be having all of this stuff in my mind about all of this other stuff and then trying to cloud it out. No, that's why I'm emptying myself now. So on his day tomorrow is just going to be Micah Julius. That is his name. And he was named after my father. All right, peoples, let me go ahead and let me do this because I'm going to share this. This was shared with us and things, peoples. And so I'm gonna share this, peoples. We're gonna walk this thing down. Now I could splice all of this up and show it as, you know, little clips and stuff, but I think that scrolling through probably would be better for now, only because of the sake of time. Only because of the sake of time, but you know, yeah, I can download each piece. But then again, it's just going to take time, and I don't want to do that. So let me see if I can enlarge this to a degree to where you guys can be able to see it. Yeah, you guys will be able to see it. Okay, good. All right. Okay, so let me lift this up a little bit. So no, I can't lift it up. So let me shrink this down a little bit so that don't be okay. So I think you guys could be able to see it that way. That's the only thing with this is that I can't enlarge this to where it'll show the. I can't enlarge this where it shows the it as a big thing, but you should be able to see it. So here, let me share my screen, and I'm gonna try to finish this by 10. If I don't finish this by 10, then I would do a part three, but after tomorrow. I'll do a part three to this, but after tomorrow. So then that way you guys will probably have an extra day to go ahead and share your thoughts and views and things and stuff. But after I complete this series or this segment of the live, I don't want to hear no more about Nosy Bug, Jig the Pig. I mean, Fred the Jig, Customs, and um, T Slay. After I complete this series of this live, after that, I don't want to hear no more about it because I give you opportunity to come speak your piece. If you don't speak it, well, then don't talk to me about it ever again, no more. I don't want to hear it. Is that all right, peoples? All right, so let me share my screen. Let me show you what was shared. Let me show you what was shared, and then we're going to go from there. I'm going to get out of here by 10 o'clock. Hello, Mariah Lavender. How are you, ma'am? It is a blessing to see you on tonight. Mariah Lavender says, "Hey, Mr. Edward and everyone." All right, people, so let me go ahead. Let me show this. This is going to be something shocking to many of you. But let me share my screen. Okay, let me see if you guys can see it. I got my phone. Let me see if you guys can see it. It's just going to take a second for it to show up. Yep, you guys can see it. I can't enlarge it no more than that. So you just guys got to just listen to what I'm saying. And then I'll try to, do this in sections and whatnot to where as I can be able to show it on a bigger screen. But these are the words that the people have spoken. And let me go and get my magnifier so I can be able to magnify this. And then it magnified for me, but it may not be for you guys, but at least, it helped me see it a lot better. I don't know. Let me see. Did that magnify for you guys? Let me see. Did that change anything? Nope, it didn't. But I can't magnify it on the actual screen bigger than this because, again, it only has certain thing. So Jeremy Faison Jr. said, "I'm nosy as fuck. My Facebook search bar be like Kanika Martin, Moko, Pesson." Y'all, hold on. All right, peoples. I'm gonna try to get through this before 10. 10 o'clock is my cutoff time. I am going to do a part 3 to this, but I just got a little bit of clarity as to what's going on here. That of what you're seeing right here on the screen is the various things that was stated. All of these people that this gentleman, Jermaine Faison Jr., is stating is the people who was connected and involved in this whole Kanika Jenkins case. And so as you see, peoples, now since we're getting a little bit deeper, because this was literally posted right after um, the thing that happened to Kanika. Right after that happened to Kanika. And so we're just going to get a little bit of insight as to what these people have been saying, you know? And so you take it for what it is to you. You know, you take it for what it is to you, but you can't discount that of what is being stated, peoples. Okay? So Jermaine Faison Jr. has says, I'm nosy as fuck. My Facebook search bar be like Kanika Martin, Moko Pesson, Monifa Shelton, Irene Roberts, Shemaya Winder, Cornell C. Neal, Mitchell Dion Hardiman, T.Y. Sanders, and Lerone Bradley. And it says justice for Kanika. But that Bradley dude, people, you guys remember it was a different name that was being spread about the YouTube streets about this Bradley guy. And I don't think his name was Lerone Bradley. It was another name that they gave that was trending in this Kanika Jenkins case. I do remember that. I remember that Bradley name, but I can't remember the first name. But I don't think it was this name. I think they gave him a different name. But again, people, you guys take this for what you feel that whatever weight that you want to give it and stuff. And so let me go ahead and just give to you what was stated. Now, what I'm going to painstakingly do is individually crop all of this out, and I'm going to put it to where I can blow it up and you can see it. But see, this little thing is in a way, so I just have to read it. But I will crop it to where you guys and blow it up to where you guys can see it and have its own individual page. And so this is what Cornell C. Neal Mitchell had said. He said, maybe I've phrased it wrong. I'm saying if somebody trying to rape you, let him so you can get to your family and police and tell them why you put up a fight so they can kill you. I don't know. That's what I want my little lady to do. 100. Think about what, listen to what he said, people. Listen to what he said. Maybe I just phrased it wrong. I'm saying if somebody's trying to rape you, let him so you can get to your family and police and tell them why you put up a fight so they can kill you. I don't know. That's what I would want my little lady to do. Okay. He said, bitches get themselves killed when they get raped. Bitch, you ain't no virgin. Sit back and take that D like you usually do and go home and tell the police. Why is he saying such things, peoples? So that literally tells you, peoples, that Kanika got raped, which is what I've been saying forever and a day. I've been saying that. And I told you that Kanika got raped by the gang members. I've been saying that forever and a day. People didn't want to believe Edward Joseph, but hey, it is what it is. And you take this commentary for what it is. Now, this is him saying that, peoples, not me, not Edward Joseph. This was him saying that. And why would he say that right after Kanika get killed? And then peoples understand he was there. He was there. He was there on the video. He was there. So listen to what he was saying, peoples. He said, a lot of people wouldn't be dead if they stayed in their lane. What did I tell you, people, forever and a day? People's, if this shit ain't concerning you about whatever's going on, why the fuck do you keep wanting to interject into other people's business? Mind your goddamn business and stay in your lane. I've been saying that. If whatever beef has been going on YouTube and Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all like that stuff, don't interject yourself in other people's business. Now, I'm not saying that you would die behind it, but in this case, people died behind it because people ain't standing in their lane. And this boy said it. Clear as daylight. Y'all give me a second. I gotta get me a little bit more steak. Y'all hold on. Now, can you guys hear me? You should hear me now. Can you guys hear me? Okay, I'm gonna go back and read everything. Okay. Okay. I'll just start all over because if they didn't hear me from the beginning, then I'll just start all over. And where is? It's right under Cornell when he made the statements. It's right under that. Okay, let me go back to Facebook. Wait till you read with us. I just sent it to you on the message of what he said. You can read it from your message. Okay, let me go back to it. Okay, there it is, right there. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna read everything over since you guys can hear me now. Okay. Okay, right there. Okay. Right. No, go back up. Go past Cornell. Yeah, because the other one is just right where you sent it. This is right where you sent it right here. Okay, so you read this part with Jermaine do that. You read Cornell part already. Now go back down. Back down. Keep going. Okay, I'm gonna start right. I'm gonna start from right here. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat it because I got to get out of here. Got to get out of here at 10. All right. Okay. All right, people. So I'm going to start over. I'm going to start over. I got to get out of here at 10, and so I'm going to try to get through as much of this as I can within the next 15 minutes. Get right here within the next 15 minutes. So and then what I'm gonna do is to have a clean cut copy. I'm gonna go through this, and I'm gonna go through this, and I'm gonna have a clean cut copy of this. But I just want to get through this right now before I get out of here. So I've already read that. So it says Cornell had says maybe I just phrased it wrong. I'm saying if somebody trying to rape you, let them so you can get to your family and police and tell them why you put up a fight so they can kill you. I don't know. That's what I would want my little lady to do. 100. Then he said bitches get themselves killed when they get raped. Bitch, you ain't no virgin. Sit back and take that dick like you usually do and go home and tell the police. And then he said a lot of people would be dead if they stay in their lane. Okay. And then Portia had said, what? I don't get how in the hell Irene Roberts, aka Ugly Bitch, going to sit there and let the shit go down like the fuck, but the bitch killed herself to in another thing. Monifa Shelton, how you just gonna laugh at the shit funny? This shit ain't no game. This girl is dead because of y'all. Y'all act like y'all couldn't stay in the damn house, but no, y'all wanted to go and chase down some dick ugly ass hoe. Like, grow the fuck up. And y'all boys know damn well y'all fucking wrong. Tyrone D. Thomas, N. Cornell, C. Nell Mitchell. I forgot the other boy's name, but this don't make no sense. And it should not be adding up. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. It's wrong as fuck. I hope they give y'all ass life, bitch ass nigga. That's on my nigga Kanika Martin. But I'll keep you in my prayers. Teresa Hot Chick Martin. And then Nay Formal says, so Irene dead? Portia Henderson said, yeah, she killed herself. And Nate had said, Portia, that's crazy. Well, she's saying that Irene killed herself, but Irene didn't kill herself. And then Shakara Jackson said, that's what I'm saying, because he never came back. Y'all hold on for a moment. All right, people. So as you can see, it's what I've been saying forever and a day. I told you that Kanika Jenkins got raped by the gang members. You know, that's what I said. That's what I've been saying forever a day in the beginning. Nobody wanted to believe me, but here's the proof right here, because these suckers was there. These suckers was there. And so Sakari said, that's what I'm saying, because he never came back in. She ain't either. John Doe had said, on my son, couldn't find her either of them. Shakara had said, at all, I kept saying, where he go? Because every time a motherfucker opened the door, there he was. For y'all dirty asses did that shit, John Doe said, and y'all know who John Doe is, right? John Doe is Peasy. Get your out of town class ass out of here. These are the motherfuckers that was at the establishment, and all of these motherfuckers is going back and forth and bearing witness to what had transpired. This is the conversation right after Kanika got killed, peoples. And here's the motherfuckers right here that was at the establishment. There it is right here. And they're telling you from their own posts, peoples, and it's almost like it's from their own lips. They're telling you what happened. They're telling you what happened. Peoples, they're telling you what happened. This is the juicies right here that people are not paying attention to. And everybody want to put a spin on the narrative. Which I told you guys from the beginning, it was the motherfucking gangs that raped Kanika. And here it is right here. This boys is over here testifying what happened to Kanika, peoples. It's right there. It is in your goddamn face. It's right here. And this ain't nowhere near what they had said in the case files. This is them on their timeline chalking it up as to what happened to Kanika. But understand, they said Kanika Martin. Okay. This is what these motherfuckers that did, peoples. And here's the proof right here. Here's the proof right here. Look what Peasy had said. No. Let me go back to Shakar. Shakar said, that's what I was saying, because he never came back in. She ain't either. Peasy, which is John Doe, had said, on my son, couldn't find either of them. Shakar had said, at all, I kept saying, where he go? Because every time a motherfucker opened the door, there he was. And then Chi Rambo had said, for y'all dirty asses did that shit. Y'all dirty asses did that shit. She is accusing them directly, period. And then Peasy had said, get your out of town class ass out of here. And I can't see what Chi Chi's response was. But see, Peasy tried to protect them. Peasy trying to, trying to downplay it. But Rambo had clearly said right here, for y'all dirty asses did that shit. Meaning, you're the motherfuckers that killed her. Clear as daylight. Clear as daylight. Period. Period. Because if they didn't, peoples, why would that motherfucker be saying, take it like you always do? So did they always try to fuck Kanika? Huh? But was this many times over? Or was this just the first and final time? Did they do this shit to Kanika once beforehand? Because he said, take this dick like you always do. I know in the games, for initiation and shit, all of the girls has to be effed by all of the gang members. They're all running train on them. Everybody get a piece of the pie. And I don't know if they continue to keep running trains on them or whatever, because I've never been in the gang. So, but I know for initiation from that of what I have researched and read, that's what they do. So if we go back up to what Cornell Mitchell had said, bitches get themselves killed when they get raped. Bitch, you ain't no virgin. Sit back and take that dick like you usually do and go home and tell the police. Which is basically an indicator that these was the motherfuckers that raped Kanika and sodomized Kanika. And there's the proof right there. Because he's telling you. He's telling you. This is as great of a confession that one can ever get. There it is right there. I mean, how else can you put it, peoples? And who else is ever going to say some shit like this? This nigga was bold. A bold ass motherfucker going to tell you exactly what he did without telling you exactly what he did. Without giving a name. But you don't have to have the name in order to understand what it is that he was trying to convey. And there it is right there, peoples. And then he said, a lot of people wouldn't be dead if they stayed in their lane. Meaning these other gang members, all of these other boys and stuff, end up getting killed for not staying in their lane. That's why all of them got killed. Everybody had said something or did something. And one by one, they got taken out of here. Shamaya got shot. Her brother got killed. I don't know which one got shot. Peasy a killer, end up getting paralyzed and stuff. And then all of those other gang members end up getting shot and killed and things. Rico end up getting shot and killed. I mean, the evidence is right there. People, there it is right there. And he's telling you what's happening to these people. A lot of people wouldn't be dead if they stayed in their lane. And we're going to stop it right there, peoples, because it's almost 10 o'clock. So I'm going to do a part 3 to this. And when I come back to talk about this, I'm going to make sure that I have all of this sectioned out in screenshots and blown up to where you guys can clearly see for yourself what is being said, because this is unequivocal, undeniable proof right here, peoples, that these motherfuckers did it. They did it. And I told you that the gang members did it. Nobody wanted to believe me, but now you guys have believed me. Do you understand what I'm saying? I said you guys would believe me because the proof is in the pudding right there. The evidence is clearly in your face. Right there, peoples. Clearly in your face. And so I got to come back and I got to hit this and I got to hit this hard and I got to do justice because Mariah Lavender said that my mic was on mute. And see, because I was looking at the screen, I didn't know that I hit the mic and it automatically muted itself and stuff. So, yeah. But there's the evidence right there, people. And these are the motherfucking perpetrators that had did the shit to Kenneka. And you can't get no better than that, peoples. And I've already told you from the beginning, it was the gang members that raped Kenneka. Now, I hear what you guys said about all of the other people and stuff that was involved at the establishment. But see, this literally seals the deal right here. And then now we can get close to how Kenneka had ended up being in the place and position where she was based upon the testimony of these people. And it ain't went with what the narratives that many of you had said. Because see, I've been telling you forever and a day. It was the gang members that had Kenneka's first and was transporting her all over that establishment. And after they got finished with her, then it was the establishment that took her and did the things that they did to her and finished her off. Bingo to the bingo, peoples. That's why I kept saying, well, no. When you guys are giving your narrative, you guys are not including the gang members. You can't say that Kenneka was killed and all like this and stuff without including the gang members and what the gang members had did. That's what I kept saying for the longest time. You know, I knew the gang members did it because I got information that the gang members did it. And I told you for years that the gang members did it. But many of you, when you guys gave your narrative, you didn't want to mention the gang members. Well, why didn't you want to mention the gang members? I didn't know who or what gang member did it. I just knew that the gang members did it. And I said it for the longest time. And now we got proof that these motherfuckers did that shit to Kenneka. Peoples, it's 9:58. I'm closing down. I'm out of here. I'm going to the movies. Don't call me with no shit tomorrow. Tomorrow's my son's birthday. I'm enjoying myself. I'm not going live. I'm going to enjoy my son's birthday. And so don't call me with no shit, peoples. Because if you do, I'm just going to block you. I'm telling you now, you know, I don't want to hear no bad shit and all like this and stuff. We'll wait for another day. We'll wait for this live for another day. We'll do part 3 to this. And by that time, I will have all of this stuff just like I have it now, blown up in its own little section. So then we can just call it up and we can all see it and read it for ourselves. Is that all right, peoples? All right. Thank you for the birthday wishes, peoples. You know, I greatly appreciate you all. Oh, wait a minute. I'm just looking at my maybe my Zoom do work because I'm looking at my phone and my phone takes a minute for it to show the live and things. And I'm kind of like, okay, so it may do enlarge like that. So yeah, all right. I'm gonna try that out next time when I show this. But anyway, people, so I got to get out of here. Got to go to the movies. Got to go enjoy myself and stuff and decompress from all of this shit that we've been talking about and things. So, peoples, I hope I had said something to encourage your hearts upon today. Tune in again next time to Edward Joseph Let's Talk Live, Edward Joseph Kitchen, Edward Joseph Gospel Hour, Edward Joseph's Blessings Giveaway 2025 will come to you with something wonderful. I love you with the love of Christ, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Peoples, mask up and be safe. And again, peoples, finally, we are beginning to see the juicy juicies. We are beginning to see this for what it really is, and not all of the bogus theories that the people have been putting out there. I said the truth needs no help. It stands on its own. And thank you to Brazy Certified World Media for providing this media content, because now we got the juicy juicies, peoples. I said we got the juicy juicies. We now finally seen with our own eyes what really happened to Kanika. No question about it, peoples. Finally seeing with our own eyes. And you can't debunk it. Deborah G has said good night and enjoy your night with your son. His birthday is tomorrow, so I'll be celebrating his birthday tomorrow. Micah Julius, you guys keep him in your prayers. You know, thank you for all of the birthday wishes. I will see you guys up on let me see, on Tuesday, but he will be here, and so if he's on the computer on Tuesday, well, then I just may have to go and just talk to you live on my phone. But if I'm able to get on the computer, then I will see you guys Tuesday. If not, I will see you whenever he's not on the computer this week. Is that all right, peoples? You guys be blessed and get your rest. And if the Lord says the same, I will see you soon. God bless you all. Thank you for watching.